Welcome to Python 3 Beginner 9, Modules. Every video will have all slideshows and code available in the description. What are modules? Well, modules are collections of code written by other people. This is what makes Python so great. There are thousands of modules out there and you can download and use them. Python also comes with a standard library of modules which can be found on the Python docs. I'll leave a link in the description. They contain the most popular sets of tools, things for interaction with the operating system, interacting with a network, math, and many more. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at importing the math module and using some of its functions. To import a module, we use the import module name syntax. We will be using the math module, so we'll use import math. Make sure you import everything you need at the top of your code file. So let's create our toot9.py and start coding. Our program is going to use the function fabs from the math library. This function will turn negatives to positives by dropping the negative sign. Okay, so let's get into coding. Let's jump over to Ubuntu and create our file. So vim toot9.py. Okay, so let's import. So import math. Okay, now let's define our main function. So def main, open bracket, close bracket. And inside our main, we're going to start a try catch block. So try, and then number equals, so we're going to create a variable called number, and we're going to store our number that we get from the user in it. So it's going to be a float. So this time it can be a number with a decimal point, and it's going to be input from the user. So please enter a number. And close quotes, and we'll close off our input function and our float. Okay, so now we're going to set number to equal math.fabs, so for float absolute, and then we're going to pass it the variable number. And this will drop any negative signs that it finds. Okay, so let's print, and we'll print out the number. Okay, for our except, we are going to print out you did not enter a number, as this will catch any errors that happen if a string is inputted into the float function. Okay, so let's write our if name. So if underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to, open quotes, underscore underscore main underscore underscore, close quotes, and I'm going to run main. Okay, so let's save this. So right quit, and let's try running it. So Python 3 toot9.py, and it says please enter a number. So let's enter 5.5, and we get 5.5 back out. Let's try running it again, but this time let's put in a negative. So let's do negative 2.8, and you see we get positive 2.8 back. This is because it drops the negative sign. Now let's try it one more time, but this time let's enter a string. So let's just say number, and you see it says you did not enter a number. Okay, so our error checking is working, and our f absolute function is working correctly too. Okay, so this is good for things that can result in negatives. For example, the difference between two values. You may have something like, what's the difference between 7 and 5? So we minus 7 from 5 and we get negative 2. With absolute, it will always be positive, so the output would be 2 rather than negative 2. Okay. Now let's try using the math.py, a constant that holds the value of pi to a certain precision. A constant is a variable that cannot be changed. It's constant. Okay, so let's make a program that calculates the area of a circle. To get the area of a circle, we use the formula pi times radius squared. So let's edit our program to now calculate the area of a circle given a radius entered by the user. So let's come back over to Ubuntu here. Vim toot9.py. Okay, so we're going to change our variable name so it's a bit more readable. So instead of number, we're going to have radius, and radius is going to equal a float input, and we're going to ask please enter our radius. Okay, now on our second line, we're going to create a variable called area, and area is going to equal math.py times radius times 2. Remember the times is to the power of in Python. Okay, and now we're going to print out that in quotes area equals close quotes, comma, and then we're going to type in the area. So this will concatenate area onto the end of our string. Okay, so now that we've edited our program, let's save it and try running it. So right quit, python 329.py, and we run it. It says please enter a radius, so let's do 5.5, and we get the area is equal to 95.033177, etc. Let's try it again. So let's do radius is 3, and we get the area is 28.27. So cool. So now we have a program that can calculate the area of a circle. Okay. You can find all of the functions available in the math library on the Python docs. I'll put a link in the description to the math library. This concludes our look at modules and our beginner series in Python 3. Don't fear if you don't remember all of this, you can easily come back and rewatch this video to consolidate all of the information. Remember, practice makes perfect. If you feel that you understand most of the coding that has been done in these tutorials, then you should be able to follow along and learn in my other tutorials. If you want to continue learning Python and more about Python, have a go at my intermediate series. If you have any questions and you can't find an answer after a quick Google search, feel free to leave it in the comments. I hope this beginner series has helped you. Subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.